The city of Toronto is the biggest city in all of Canada. It has a population of just over 2 million people. In this report, we're going to dive deeper into the city of Toronto. CNN Toronto.
Ethnic enclaves are a big part of Toronto.
Ethnic enclave, an ethnic community which retains some cultural distinction from a larger surrounding area.
There are 11 ethnic enclaves in Toronto. Greektown, Little Italy, Corso Italia, Jewish Toronto, Chinatown, Little India, Koreatown, and Little Jamaica. People like living in ethnic enclaves, ethnic neighborhoods that applies to their culture because they can enjoy suburban life but still have services they're used to. Some people live there when they first moved to Canada to slowly adapt to the Canadian living, then move out when they are ready. Some live there for their whole life because they like being around a place like home. People in ethnic enclaves can speak their first languages with people in the ethnic enclave, share religious values, eat food that they're used to. Ethnic enclaves are a great tourist attraction. People can buy certain things from the certain ethnic enclave that you could get from the actual country. This is good because people can go a short way to get a taste of China, for example. Ethnic enclaves are a big reason why Caucasians are minorities in Toronto. Immigrants, especially Chinese, move to Toronto because of ethnic enclaves. I say Chinese because Toronto has the biggest Chinatown in Canada. Now we're going to pass it on to Zach the Dirt Birt, coming from Cam's Bar.
Gentrification is very evident in Toronto. Gentrification, the changes that result when wealthier people acquire or rent property in low-income communities. Cabbagetown is a neighborhood located in the east side of Toronto that in this town was formed by gentrification. Wealthy people started seeing potential in Cabbagetown in the 1970s. As they moved, they started to restore the old Victorian row houses. The property value started getting higher, and most of the people that lived in their houses were financially forced to move out. The more wealthy people that moved in, the nicer the neighborhood looked. All of the houses now have beautifully kept gardens with wrought iron fences surrounding them. The neighborhood has a nice park and all stone walkways. The houses have went up a substantial amount in the last 25 years, a full $800,000 more in price. The neighborhood has a vintage clothing stores, healthy food stores, and a therapy clinic. At Victoria Farm, once the site of a zoo, is where weekly farmers market is held. A short distance away is the Cabbagetown Youth Center that holds the Cabbagetown Boxing Club. Now let me pass over to Riley that has activities in Toronto.
There's a lot of different activities to do in Toronto, from all age groups, different kind of families, that kind of stuff.
Activities, fun stuff that people can do.
In the city of Toronto, there's a lot of things for all different lifestyles. For people who enjoy the outdoors, you can go to the Toronto Zoo, take walks in the parks offered in Toronto, like Queen's Park. If you like learning, Toronto offers abundance of museums, like the Hockey Hall of Fame, the Bain Shoe Hip Museum, the Canberra House Museum. If you like riding roller coasters or going to water parks, go to Canada's Wonderland or the Ontario Place, stuff like that. The Canadian National Exhibitions, Falls View Indoor Water Park. If you like seeing landmarks, you can visit CN Tower, Arts Gallery of Ontario, and Drake's Hotel. For people who enjoy extreme sport, you can go to the Joyride 150 Indoor Bike Park, where Zach likes to go, and Ski Zone Indoor Trampoline Facility, where Brett likes to go. For people who enjoy watching sports, you can watch the Blue Jays, Maple Leafs, Argonauts, Raptors, and Rock Games. Toronto holds a lot of events annually like the Canadian Music Week, Cirque du Soleil, and the Toronto Indy Formula One race. Over 25 million people visit Toronto annually. The activities in Toronto play a big role in the Toronto's economy. The activities in Toronto supply jobs and bring money into Toronto. The activities in Toronto make billions of dollars per year and supply hundreds of jobs. We're going to finish this project with Cam Brownie.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money,
Dollar, dollar.
Diversity appears a lot in Toronto, and it is part of the reason why Toronto is such a great city.
Diversity, a point of difference.
In the city of Toronto, there are many different religions and backgrounds of people that inhabit the area. The people that live in Toronto are not all native to Canada. Some of them come from different types of places and countries. Most of them are looking for a place where they can settle that has similar languages that are spoken, foods that are eaten, and beliefs that are followed in that of where they came from. This is why places like Chinatown, Little Italy, and Little India are that are so important in Toronto. Toronto is not only made up of these ethnic enclaves, Toronto is also a place full of regular neighborhoods that are more native to Canada, just like the neighborhoods you can find in Trenton or Belleville. In Toronto, there are hundreds of places where you can shop, with a variety of different styles of product. There are little shops on the streets so that you can quickly stop in and have a look at the items, such as Flag Depot Incorporated, or you can take your time and look through bigger stores such as Chapters or Sport Check. In the Eaton Centre, there are a wide variety of stores that range anywhere from brand names such as American Eagle and Hollister, which you can find in most of the large cities around, to smaller stores that are harder to find but can also be found in the Eaton Centre, such as Abercrombie & Fitch, Apple, and Lacoste. The city of Toronto has many different neighborhoods, and within those neighborhoods there are different designs and quality levels of homes, such as in Cabbagetown, where all the houses have a similar design and are well kept, as opposed to Regent Park, where all of its are townhomes and they aren't as well kept. And in parts of this area, they are developing in a more modern way. If you're looking to move to Toronto, there are many different neighborhoods with many different homes ranging from apartments, which can be found in Regent Town, to more expensive housing in Cabbagetown, both of which we visited on our trip to Toronto.
So that's a wrap to our report on Toronto. Thank you very much for watching. I know I had fun and I hope you did.
There are Laura. We're going to pass it over to Brownie.
In those houses where